Recording.
What's up, everybody? This is Presto.
CorporalNosaj.
And you are listening to episode 122 of the Nintendads podcast. You'd figured we'd have this down to a science by now, but we don't.
We
Just a little
don't.
fun behind-the-scenes fact.
That's also because Windows, OBS,
Windows.
Discord all update differently, and they don't tell us anything.
Yeah. Today's guest is Bill Gates' neglect and malice via Windows updates. This is sort of we're changing the formula a little bit here. Moving forward, we are going to try and do
You're a formula.
Sunday coffee updates on the weekends. We're going to try to do weekly episodes. Whether we're going to stick to that schedule,
try is the key word there. It's called try.
whether we're going to do it or not is irrelevant. Whether Windows audio settings are going to work every time is irrelevant, but we're going to try our hardest. So yeah, we're not always going to have themed episodes. Sometimes it's just going to be we're sipping coffee, catching up, kind of a talk show format. Maybe we can get some guests on for a little Sunday morning coffee. It's very much inspired by the French Sunday, which is just you have coffee, you lounge around,
Wee-wee.
you go wee-wee, you talk on Discord with your friends.
Not on camera. You don't do wee-wee on camera.
No, that's for Fridays. That's for Fridays. We've gone over
acceptable.
This episode we are going to be talking about Pokopia. Now that I have it and have played it, and it's consuming my life.
I'm not currently. I've stopped the intro music, and therefore I hit two buttons so it goes back to the main page, so I don't accidentally hit the space bar and it play the intro music again, right? And Lo-Fi Girl is currently hosting Medieval Lo-Fi Girl.
Oh, that sounds like something we're gonna have to run in our
our Discord. Yeah. Sorry.
So we're gonna talk Pokopia, more Resident Evil 9 now that we've had Corporal's had a chance to play it. Slay the Spire 2 now that we've both had a chance to play it. And then some news and coffee and stuff. So before we start, Corporal, what are you drinking?
What am I not drinking is the real question. I'll give you a 3-sided die, and you can just tell me whichever one you get.
I mean, I don't have a 3-sided die.
Actually, you know what?
Mathematically
do you
possible.
Do you have a 4-sided die?
Do you have a 4-sided die?
Okay, give me a 4-sided die.
All right, 1.
1? I am actually drinking coffee.
Oh, is that coffee though? What is that? Hold that back up.
It's iced coffee.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It is. It is a something protein whey something coffee blue.
Muscle coffee. Yeah, I have. How about this? I'm gonna jump directly to the side quest. What is your favorite coffee drink?
You have just undone 6 years of
We're doing new formats.
We just
I'm
throw
the type
the
of
rule
person
book out the window.
It's Sunday. We're doing side quests before main quest. That is the essence of
you know what?
Sunday.
Next time I'm going to do the episode outside the backyard. Screw it.
Oh my God, yes, please. I've been wanting you to do a hot tub stream for like 3 years. So I'm just saying.
That is true. I just feel like the idea of me without a shirt live streamed on the internet would either do really well, which would be a problem, or really bad for my ego. So
I mean, you don't have to not wear a shirt. It would be funnier if you were in like formal wear.
Oh, I could do that.
But I digress. Favorite coffee drink.
I'll put a shirt and tie on. So no lie, I'm going to answer this question. But,
oh God!
But first,
I don't like how complicated this answer is becoming.
But first, we get in the car, Lady Sage and I, and we pull out of the driveway, and we start heading to one of the 3 coffee shops that are along the way. One of them is Foxtail, one of them is Dutch Bros, and the other one is Starbucks. Those are the 3 main coffee options that are on our way to either one of our jobs, right?
Okay.
So, and a lot of times I'm dropping her off at her car and she drives off, but a lot of times we stop to get coffee along the way. So we pull out of the driveway and we're driving down. We haven't even decided which location we're going to go to yet. She goes, "What coffee do you want?" And I tell her how I'm feeling that morning. She bases my coffee order because I don't know coffee well enough. I don't know the names of coffees. I don't know the styles of coffees. So like, no lie, this will be like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of like energetic. I think I want something that's got a little bit of like pep to it. Um,
Like pep or Pepto Bismol?
Hip, like ooh. And I think today I'm feeling a hot coffee. Feeling a hot coffee today. I want something with a little bit of pep, something that's exciting. Um, how about we do something that's maybe seasonal as well? And then she'll decide what she wants because she's an intelligent human being who knows how to express her emotions. And
You have to take a BuzzFeed quiz to figure out what kind of coffee
and
are you truly on the
and
inside.
from my answers and from what she desires, we'll then decide are we going to Dutch Bros, are we going to Foxtail, are we going to Starbucks, and then what it is that we're getting. And like there'll be some days I'll be like, nah, I'm not feeling it. Like, give me like a flat white, something cold. I don't care. Oh, like, and that's like genuinely, I tell her how I feel, and she figures out my coffee order. I wouldn't be able to order
Okay.
coffee without my wife. Is what I'm telling you.
You need to get a shirt that says that.
Yeah, I should. So to
And you,
answer,
"Hi, welcome to Starbucks. How can I help you?" And you just look at the shirt and look at the person and then look at Liz.
yep. So to answer your question, what is my favorite coffee order? Um, the answer is what do I normally get the most? And that's going to be
Yeah.
a cold caramel macchiato.
Okay. Okay. That works.
Fate
That
Makers in
works.
chat says, whatever happens to coffee flavored coffee. Now we got all sorts
Listen,
of vanilla,
I
caramel, hazelnut. Just give me a cup of hot coffee, flavored coffee and
I pretty
creamer,
much
and 2 cups of sugar.
because he's a rugged Canadian.
That's right.
He's like he eats like meat cooked on a fire and coffee that tastes like
And
coffee
if
and
he
beer that
wants an
tastes like
iced
beer.
coffee, he just scrapes it off of the ice rink.
I got an espresso machine for my birthday and I just make flat whites all day. Although this is more of a latte. I don't know. I think John Cena has been known. Oh, look, you can see yourself in the
Yep, yep.
reflection of my coffee. John Cena did an interview recently where he's talking about how he's kind of a coffee snob and he judges places by his flat whites. And he's like drinking and he's like, I can already tell this place doesn't care about their coffee because the milk to coffee ratio. I'm not there yet.
John Cena? That's
Oh,
crazy.
yes. Oh, yeah, just look up John Cena coffee. He's my favorite. He's my
That's
favorite wrestler that
hilarious.
loves coffee. But yeah, I like a flat white latte somewhere in between those two. I have discovered through the long cold winter here in the Northeast, happy spring, by the way, thank goodness. Um, that dark maple syrup, just a little top off of dark maple syrup in my espresso is really nice. That's
Okay.
my vibe.
Dark maple. I've never tried that. Okay.
Yeah, get a good dark maple syrup. It's really got to have a lot of flavor and sweetness because it's syrup. But yeah, you put it in there. No Aunt Jemimas.
Oh,
No, like
okay. Is it very specific?
it has to be. It has to be like dark maple. It's. I mean, you could probably do it with normal maple syrup, but it's got to be good maple syrup, not like just like high fructose corn shit in a bag.
Okay.
Not what you want. Um, I feel like I should ask what you've been playing, but I that's like the rest of the episode is that.
Yeah, so what I will tell you, that is not the rest of the episode. Because what are we playing with our kids? And I'll answer that
Mm.
question for myself.
Yes. What are you playing
Um,
with the kiddos?
We have been doing the new season of Fortnite just came out. You have to choose a team. And I came home one day and the wife and kids have already chosen the team for me. So we're on the
Of course.
ice team. And the new season's interesting. It's fun. Um, we've been getting back into a lot of games that are two-player games, couch co-op two-player games. So like A Way Out, It Takes Two, Split Fiction, types of things. And like we'll take turns just rotating the trail, the or not the trailer,
Pass the
trailer.
entire console
Yeah.
around.
uh, Between the four of us, Lady Sage, Sushi Cat, and Little Red. So we've been doing a bunch of that, and if we always want to get back into four-person playing, we'll pop out Overcooked or Mario Party or Mario Kart 8. That's family time.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I haven't been able to get the multiplayer ironed out because it still continues to be convoluted with digital game cartridges and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
subscription with all that shit. But me and my son have both been playing a ton of Pokopia. Like that's pretty much all he's been playing, and I've been playing that and some other things. But yeah, that's nice because he could be playing it. I could just kick back and watch him play. It's very relaxed. He can ask like, "Oh, Dad, how do you do this?" Or "How do you get Onyx out of the cave?" Or "How do you get Slowpoke to yawn?" And I'll help him. So it's been good. It's a really good game, which I will talk about it more when we get to that section.
Maker says
But
if you
yeah,
want to cut the bitter out of your hot coffee, sprinkle a tiny bit of salt in rounds. Just
I have heard of that. I
that's
have heard of that.
interesting. I have not heard that.
I also had a time earlier in life, right out of college, where I had a bunch of people come over. We went out drinking, bar hopping till the late hours. Everybody was there. I made a giant thing of coffee and I made everybody's coffee. And I was so hungover that I accidentally used salt instead of sugar in everyone's coffee. And I passed out the coffees. I was like a good little host. And everybody drank, and like all at once, it was like three people all drinking all of them at the same time. Oh, what's wrong with your coffee? I'm like, my coffee's fine. All right. They're like, what'd you put in here? I'm like, just a little bit of sugar. There's nothing wrong with it. And then I drank it and I was like, did I say sugar? I meant salt. I heard it's good for you. It rehydrates you. I'm
That's
sorry. We'll
funny.
go to we'll go to Dunkin' Donuts.
That's funny.
I have heard of the salt thing though. I don't think I've ever tried it,
I don't think I've ever
but
tried it
little
either.
salted caramel macchiato, like
Yeah,
that's a thing.
yeah.
That's a thing. Uh, let's sip our coffee as we roll into the news section. Um, the Switch 2 got a handheld boost update, sort of unannounced over the past week. And this handheld boost update is mostly a boon for Switch 1 games that didn't run particularly well on the Switch 1 that are now on the Switch 2. And you can turn on handheld boost, which makes the Switch 2 run games as if it was docked. But instead of being docked and outputting to the TV, it outputs that setting to the screen in handheld mode. So what that means is there were previous games on the Switch 1 that would only run at 720p resolution and 30 frames per second in handheld mode, but in docked mode it would run 1080p 60 FPS on a TV. With this new update, you can now run whatever the highest level of performance is for any games in handheld mode. And
Which
people
tells
are
me
saying
that it just is going to drain more power.
that, yeah, it probably is going to drain more power. And which is why you can turn it on and off, right? It's
Yeah,
not on
yeah.
by default. But a lot of people are saying there are older games, Monster Hunter Rise, which I haven't tried it yet in handheld mode because why would you play that in handheld mode? Oh, Fate, thank you for the like on Facebook. Um,
Space Marines 2, Seven Deadly Sins Original, which is a Genshin style game, is what Fate Maker is playing with the kids. And he also
yes.
commented that the only cold coffee that's ever worth drinking is a caramel frappe.
Ooh. I like cold brew. Cold brew is my I didn't even answer the side quest. I mean, flat white is my go-to, but probably all time has got to be a good cold brew coffee. I'm about I don't think it's going to go back to freezing temperature here in the Northeast, so I might be switching over to cold coffee here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, like everybody's saying that these Switch 1 titles on Switch 2 in handheld mode are like totally reborn in terms of quality with this new
Interesting.
update. So it's good. It's good to see Nintendo doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, we got our final trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and they confirmed that Donald Glover is voicing Yoshi.
That's an interesting pick.
Yes.
That's like picking Vin Diesel to play Groot. Like,
Yeah, right?
what's the point?
I don't know.
Just for the name's
Childish
sake?
Gambino?
I
I don't
never
know.
understood that. Why have such a big name actor to play Groot? Like, I would have just picked the sound dude, like in the back
Vin Diesel,
closet.
there are like some behind the scenes thing of Vin Diesel because he does Groot in he does all the localizations.
Yeah,
So he if you listen to it in Spanish, it's Vin Diesel going, "Yo soy Groot." There's footage. There's behind the scenes footage of him like he's like I recorded I am Groot in like 800 variations for each language. Like
that's
he
funny.
absolutely earned his paycheck
Okay,
and that he would be they probably hired him because he was the only person that could get to do it
interesting.
that had
Okay,
like a gravelly voice. So, but yeah, I think yeah, Super Mario Galaxy movie is comes out pretty soon. Like a week and a half, April 1st. And that's probably what we're going to be talking about 2
yep,
Sundays from now
yep.
cuz I'm getting that Yoshi popcorn bucket. If it's still around, I'm going to see it. Probably release night. It looks cool. Um Tell me that you've heard of this next little bit of news.
uh oh yes, absolutely. I've heard of this. This is it might be old news to some of you. And Fate Maker, I'd be interested to hear how Canada is handling this.
Oh
Um,
god. Canada
place
just puts the price up to max all the time.
PlayStation is starting dynamic pricing. And let me explain what dynamic pricing means. If you are a person who purchases lots of games on your account, you're consistently buying games. You might see a game for $19.99 in US dollars. Whereas, let's say your girlfriend or fiance or wife or son who has an account but doesn't typically buy games because you tend to do game share through your account on the same console. If he or she were to then log in and attempt to purchase the game, they don't purchase a lot of games. So they're very rare to purchase a game on the store. And PlayStation Dynamic Pricing recognizes that. So in order to entice them to buy the game, they'll give it $3 or $4 off. It might be $15.99 or 14 instead of the 19. And they will fluctuate prices. Not, and from all the reports that I have been able to find, it hasn't been by huge margins. We're not like talking 20 or $30 off. We're not talking like large percentages off, but there is a price difference. And it's designed to help balance those who can afford it will buy it, and those who don't buy it often might make the decision to buy it if it's a little bit cheaper. And so they
Yeah.
make dynamic pricing based off of individual accounts for individual purchasers. Now,
Yeah, it's
I have not been
it's
told if
price
this is regional.
sensitivity.
Yeah, I have
No,
not been told it's
it's
regional or not.
yeah, I don't know if yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if they're doing it regionally, but presumably they are. But yeah, this is just straight price. You basically have like a price sensitivity profile where if you are the type of person, and I think that people started noticing this with like less obvious
Yeah.
items like DLC, like, oh, my skin for the new Street Fighter character or the new Street Fighter character itself is $6.99. Well, mine's $7.30. It seems like a weird thing. Uh yeah, that's I think that is predatory. That seems like a future class action that Sony will happily pay out and be like, yeah, we increased all the people who just buy DLC as it comes out, we charge them 37 cents extra across, 200,000 users. We'll pay whatever stupid fine you want to put on us. We're
So
like
here's
swimming in money.
here's the thing, in a digital world where all of your purchasing is done digitally for the most part, especially when it comes to games and especially when it comes to DLC, it's usually all digital purchases, which means that there's a digital footprint of your search history on a console's web browser linked to your account, as well as your wish list that's on your account per account console, and your purchase transaction history on it, which is all metadata that is linked to your specific profile. And that information now can be thrown into an AI algorithm, which will then spit out, hey, these are the users who will buy things day one. These are the users who will tend to wait several months to buy things, maybe based off of their income and balancing their books. These are the users who won't buy anything until it at least goes on sale a year or so later. And these are the users who don't tend to buy anything at all except for the random occurrences. Let's target the bottom two buckets with this dynamic pricing. And I think that's how they're doing it.
Yeah, I still
Now,
mm-mm.
it here's the reason why I bring this up is that we're using a large language model to discern how pricing is going to be manipulated in
Well, we don't know that for
we
sure.
don't, but let's be honest, the US government is using large language models to blow up children's schools in other countries. So I don't
Yeah,
see why PlayStation isn't doing
Tony
the
wouldn't.
same
Yeah,
thing. What I will say though is that if that's the case and I have four people in my household, but all four people get to share my games on the same console, I could just bounce between users and consistently just get the cheaper price
yeah, but it's gonna know that you have an average thing.
sooner or
I don't know.
later.
I've never owned a PlayStation since PlayStation 2. These guys should be paying me to have a PlayStation 5 by that logic. Where's my discount?
Yep. Yep.
And this is just another reason, hardware woes and Windows being absolutely god awful aside, this is why Steam is king, because Steam doesn't do this predatory bullshit. And I almost never pay full price for games unless I'm diehard and I get them at release, because Steam, it's not if a game will go on sale, it's when and how much. Like Steam Spring Sale, the only reason I'm not buying all the stuff that's like 80% off on my wish list is because I don't have time to play it all.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's the problem I want to have. Uh
It's
yeah,
something.
it's
It's
stupid.
something.
Sony, get your shit together. Um, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book releases May 21st. I feel like this release date was out there, but I saw it as news, so maybe it got announced. This looks cool. It's not going to be a game that I play, but I like that if you have seen any of the marketing or gameplay from this looks like as close to a Yoshi Story sequel as we're ever gonna get.
Okay.
Because Yoshi's, Yarn World was kind of like a Yoshi game. very spiritually successor to Yoshi's story. But this is, I mean, there's a book. They're in a book.
Yeah.
That's Yoshi's story, also in a book. It feels like they're kind of throwing back to that, and I like that. I like Yoshi's stuff. Pokopia. Pokopia sold, and this number is definitely bigger now, but in the first 4 days Pokopia was out, it sold 2.2 million copies, and Nintendo's stock price jumped 18% in a couple of days. That's wild. And
Yeah.
anecdotally, I have seen more people on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube and just social media in general. Pokopia is the Switch 2 console seller. It is, it wasn't Donkey Kong, it wasn't Mario Kart, it wasn't, Pokemon ZA. Pokopia has gotten more people to buy a Switch 2 than any other game that Nintendo has put out. And Pokopia was the game that when it was announced, people were like, Pokemon Animal Crossing, like, who asked for this? Nobody asked for it, but everybody wants it. And I think that's really,
There is a
I think it's
lot of people who
cool.
are purchasing the console because of this game, and cozy gaming most definitely is a good market share of gamers. Um, but I think what is driving that price even more is we all saw during COVID absolute frenzy that was Animal Crossing. And Animal Crossing, like,
Yeah.
was a monumental seller for them during a time where everybody was forced to be home anyway, right? Um, I think that uh people underestimate the cozy gaming market, the amount of people who are stuck, who love those types of games, get sucked into those types of games. I was trying to say. Um,
Yeah.
and I think because of that, I think that this probably could have been something that would have helped sell the console in the very beginning had they've done early shipments. More people may have purchased the console in anticipation for a release that hadn't been announced yet. Um, but I'm honestly I'm not all that surprised when I started to go back and look at how Animal Crossing was marketed, how well that sold.
But hold on one second. I just realized I have a nasty echo on my stream, so it looks like we'll be using your recording of this
Oh,
episode
really?
on Spotify. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna plug my headphones in so I get rid of that. But I think the big difference in those, the big difference. All right, sorry, Facebook. Is that better? Is that better? Has I fixed it? Test 1 2. Um, the big difference with that is that Animal Crossing is a beloved franchise, and there had been, I don't know, there was like a decade, maybe 10 or 12 years from when the last Animal Crossing came out to when New Horizons came out. So people were like, "Oh my god, a new Animal Crossing game." Pokopia is a totally original thing. In franchise, because obviously Pokemon, most popular franchise in the world, uh and it combines, Animal Crossing, Minecraft, elements of Minecraft, and Dragon Quest Builders. More specifically, if you ever played Dragon Quest Builders, or the demo for it
Okay.
is very similar. um but yeah, it's crazy to see. It is very interesting, though. You bring up a really interesting point about, like, in times of crisis and social strife, how people turn to cozy games for, like, a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I mean, we could probably do a whole episode on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've done a cozy games episode, right?
A long time ago. Yes.
I think we might be
We're
I think
due
it
for
might be
another one. It's
we're due
been
for another
almost
one.
6 years. I think
We
it's
shoulda
5
did it
years.
over the winter. That's
Yeah.
when you really play cozy games. Spring, go outside. Just kidding. Go outside in games.
Yep.
Um. Oh, what is this? Minecraft Live happened? Was that a
So
thing that happened?
2020 every year Minecraft does Minecraft Live, and the 2026 Minecraft Live was just 2 days ago or a day ago, one of the two. Um, every Minecraft Live that has ever came out in the past, I'm gonna say 4 years. I've watched every Minecraft Live ever since the inception of Minecraft. Um, if there was a live, whatever their host show is about it, I've always watched them. I haven't actually played Minecraft in such a long time, that it's almost a shame because I am such a huge Minecraft fan. And I like to report on the Minecraft Live, not because I think that it was groundbreaking, not because all of the past mobs that we have been promised that they were going to bring to us over the past umpteen years that they actually decided they're going to give. Not because that they have fixed their Microsoft login portal, not because that they have dramatically changed some aspect of its code, not because they finally merged their Java and Bedrock editions in order to make it better, not because they have eliminated the login user interface, not because Microsoft has destroyed the ecosystem with microtransactions, but they did announce that every mob in the game will now have a baby version.
I'm gonna punch. I'm gonna punch a baby version.
That was the biggest. I mean, now I lie. Me personally, Minecraft Dungeons is getting a sequel. Minecraft Dungeons 2 is coming out.
No
That is the
way.
real
Way
yes.
to bury the lead. Holy God. Are you serious?
Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons
Wait,
2 is coming later this year. An all-new action RPG adventure where you take on high-stakes encounters, thrilling challenges, and explore never-before-seen locations in Minecraft universe. Yes.
that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm
I
talking
I
about.
I wanted to bring this up specifically during this episode, and I purposely didn't put it on there because I didn't want you like going
I
into it.
can't
But
believe I didn't hear about that.
yeah, the babies thing is happening. They are making that
So
wasn't
wait, there's gonna be like a baby creeper?
every mob. The image shows like everything has a baby, like
Oh,
like they've
okay.
taken the baby villager concept and they've applied it to everything. There's turtles, there's foxes, llamas, chickens, like bomb or
Yeah,
uh,
I saw that they
everything.
were updating some of the friendly mob babies, but I didn't know they were doing it
It looks like
for
everything is
everyone.
getting a baby.
Oh God, baby Enderman. No, thank you.
Bloodsport
That's
is getting
cool.
a remake. I don't know what Blood.
I want because we played a lot of Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh, really?
My what do you mean
Bloodsport?
really?
No, no, sorry,
Oh,
Bloodsport. Bloodsport. Sorry.
I'm like, we did. You are getting old. We are getting old. Yeah. No, we played a lot of Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
Minecraft Dungeons was great, but the DLC the DLC path that they chose
Yeah, it
was a
caused the
little
game
screwy.
it caused the game not to have legs. Yeah.
Well, it's like every time there was an update, they would rework a whole bunch of stuff,
You know what they need to
and
do? And this is my dream way of fixing Minecraft Dungeon is
what?
a individual character tree. There are so many different weapons that be able to choose a character progression specific to whether or not you're going to be archer, you're going to be area of effects, you're going to be explosive, you're going to be sword, you're going to be sword and there should be a character progression and if you get high enough, if you want to, you can choose to respect. And I think that would give the game some replayability.
I see. I do usually like that. However, in Minecraft Dungeons, it was you did all that progression on the weapons and the gear itself.
Correct. I think they
So,
should implement both.
ooh,
I
but
I want
so,
I want there to be
mm,
layers. Don't make it
so, but
complicated. Just give it layers.
But the only disadvantage is that if you spec into swords, right? Your swords, all your stuff's around swords, and then you find an incredible bow, all of your progression is now useless on ranged
Then you
weapons.
got to use your obsidian diamond that you collected and hoard onto and go and respect.
But then all the I don't know. I don't like that, because that's the same reason. That's the same pitfall you fall into with No Rest for the Wicked, which is part of the reason why they're updating the class system. Is that you put all your points into Dex, and then you get an incredible strength weapon that you love, and now you have to rework your whole character around one weapon, as opposed to just switching out your weapons and your armor.
Okay.
I don't know. Either way, I'm almost positive. Did they say what platforms Minecraft Dungeons 2 is going to launch on and what the
Um,
release window is? Because I'm adding that to my upcoming games list immediately.
everything. It's going to be available on everything, including Nintendo.
Yay! Is there a release window?
Um,
2026? 2027?
2026.
2030?
The fall,
Oh!
the fall of 2026.
Ooh, yes. That's fantastic. Okay.
I mean, we could
Cool.
probably get creator versions of the game if we. That'd be fun.
The amount of shit that I have talked, I
Yep.
think I don't. I
Yep.
wouldn't be too sure. I wouldn't be too sure. We'll see. I might be paying money for that one.
Okay.
Okay,
This
that's cool.
next one's all you.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 released. I did not get it, which seems counterintuitive, but I'll tell you why. So obviously we work with Capcom, our good friends at Capcom. Could have got the review copy of this. But here's the thing. I did not play Monster Hunters 1 and 2. And you don't have to have played Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 to play Stories 3. But that's a factor. Another factor is I am eyeball deep in Slay the Spire 2 and Pokopia right
Yep.
now. And we have Pokemon Pokemon Champions coming out uh next month. We have a Diablo 4 expansion coming out in a month. We have Forza Horizons in May, so that's not as
Yeah.
big of a
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But I did not want to jump into Monster Hunter Stories 3 and not, because I know if I get that game, that's what I'm going to be playing. That's what I'm going to be streaming. And I didn't want to shortchange all these other games that I've been playing. And I played the demo. I liked the demo. It wasn't like, I don't know. I'll probably play it eventually. It's just the launch window did not really align with the attention that it deserves, and I didn't want to half-ass it. So,
Okay.
but it's gotten great reviews. It looks visually amazing on the Switch too, because I've played the demo. Yeah, I mean, if you like Pokemon, if you like Monster Hunter, if you like Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2, I would highly encourage you to go out and play it. I will very, very likely be streaming it and playing it at some point in the future. But yeah, I just didn't want to jam it in there at the last second.
Okay.
That's what she said.
That's
But you have been playing, speaking of jamming it in, I have been telling you,
yeah.
I've been begging you to play Cyberpunk 2077 for years. It's one of my favorite games, favorite RPGs. And you finally are playing it because it's on Game Pass. And I guess that's I'll take it.
Uh,
I'll take
the
it.
fact
I'll take
that
that being the reason. Forget
Cy
forget me begging you to get it and me saying I would buy it for you on sale. The thing that pushed you over is it's on Game Pass. And while that,
the fact that
makes
it
me twitch a little bit, I'll take it.
The fact that Cyberpunk 77 is free to play on Xbox Game Pass is the news itself. But my dear co-host here likes to
Well,
focus on the fact that I haven't played a game that he considers one of his favorites.
but it's
So,
also a game that I know that you will love based on
really though?
RPGs that you've played
Really
in the
though?
past.
So,
Yes.
I have been playing this game.
Yeah.
I have been playing this
Also, it's
game.
not free on Game Pass. It's if you pay the ransom for Game Pass that they are continuously charging you and raising and cutting out game. If you pay the ransom, if you have the duct tape over your mouth, then yes, it's totally free. 100%. You won't have to pay a single penny. Continue.
I have been playing this game, and I
Yes.
will tell you that I think this game is not succeeding well with me because I do not have the amount of time I think this game needs to be successful for me. And here's
Hmm.
my problem. I tend to have maybe 15 to 30 minutes times. And the
That's
reason
perfect.
the reason why Resident Evil 9 works so well for me is because I will run out, explore, run back, save. And I go back on with my life, and then I come back on, and I remember the micro progression that I've made. Now I could play this game and save right where I stand anytime I want, so I don't have to run back to a save point with it. So that's fine. Except there is so much to damn do that I am like almost overwhelmed. Like I finally got set free, and it was like, oh, your first real mission. Go and explore and go hunt this guy down and figure this out. And then I was like, okay, great. And I made a step, and then all of a sudden the game paused and was like, you are now in the free world. There is 20,000 million other side quests. Open your map and explore all of the side quests. And you just see dots all over the place. And I'm like, dear Lord. I walked 5 feet and I walked up to a girl who was sitting at a like a convenience stand. There was a yellow marker over her head. I was like, oh, this must be somebody important. I instinctively walked up to her and hit the action button. Nope, it
Uh-oh.
wasn't an important person to talk to. I grabbed her by the throat and knocked her out. And then I got into a fist fight with these dudes who had guns in the middle of a market. So no, motherfucker.
So listen. First of all, there's so much to unpack here. So when you number one, just because you're in the city doesn't mean you're out of the tutorial. And you'll know,
Okay.
have you met Johnny Silverhand
No.
yet?
No.
Okay. So you're still in the tutorial,
Okay.
first of all, just to be clear. Um there is after you get out of the tutorial, you are going to have a problem, a main problem that you need to solve, right?
Okay.
Not going to tell you what it is because that's a major spoiler, but you have a main problem that you are trying to solve. Number 1. When you are out of the tutorial, you basically have 3 things. You number 1, you have this problem that you're going to try and solve, which is the main story, and that has percentage, that's complete. You then have your reputation as a person, as a mercenary in Night City. And as you go around
I
and you
got
do
I got
side
that
quests,
street kid cred.
yeah, street cred, yeah, you build up things, and that is its own percentage of completion. Then there's a third thing, also not getting into it, that's its own level of completion. So as you're playing, everything that you're doing is either like pushing the main story forward, pushing your street reputation forward, or pushing this other thing forward. Um, and you're in the free world and you're open, and it suddenly becomes like Breath of the Wild. Do you want to go try and push the main story forward? And the Breath of the Wild equivalent of that would be like one of the big machine animal things, major dungeons. Do you want to increase your stats, which in Breath of the Wild would be like the dungeons and the little, trial things? Do you want to try and go do these missions to increase your credibility and upgrade your equipment and your character abilities? That's another thing. once you get into it, it becomes the perfect game to play in 15 to 30-minute increments
Okay.
because you can open your map and see what's around me. Oh, I see that there is a bounty over here. I see that there's a crime in progress over here. I see that there is a Ripper dock to upgrade my equipment here, or I see that there is a side quest that I could do here. And whether you're doing a side gig, whether you're doing a story mission, the story missions do sometimes take longer depending on how big of a story beat it is. But if you have 20 to 30 minutes, you can knock out 2 to 4 side quests once you learn what those opportunities are and what they look like on the map. And you can very incrementally do progress and just mess around. And that's part of why I love it so much, is because I can pick it up, I can make little bumps of progression, I can get new items, and the game is very, it's like Skyrim where if you're using swords, your sword skills are going to level up and you're going to be able to get better swords or sword perks or sword abilities or whatever. So there's also vehicles you can buy and unlock. There's also apartments that you can buy and unlock. Your
Oh,
whole body is, I don't know if you've been to a Ripper dock yet. Probably not.
I went to my first one earlier today, and now I owe him 27 credits, and I don't know where I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, you'll be swimming in money pretty without too much effort. But my point is that once you get out of the tutorial and into the open world and you see what the options are, it becomes a much simpler, less overwhelming game, and you can really play it in very small bites. I would say Cyberpunk 2077 is better at playing in small quantities than something like Monster Hunter, because Monster Hunter, you start the hunt, you're in that hunt until it's over one way or another. In Cyberpunk, you can stop halfway through a mission, but most of the missions, depending on how long you want to plan and take to do it and how you're doing it, I mean, they're pretty bite-sized.
Isn't there like a bunch of romance options through the game too?
Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's a bunch of romance options, there's different characters, there's different, yeah, there's a lot. Don't play it in front of your family
I
ever. Just
I
as a standing thing, don't do it.
I made my character. And for those of you who don't know, this podcast is about to get slightly adult contented. I
Yeah,
I was
Sunday
making
Sunday afternoon, just
I was
X
making my
rated.
character, and like I wasn't really paying attention to the sub menus, and I'm just like scrolling down, and all of a sudden, dong, and like for whatever reason, because I started this on cloud gaming instead of like the install, because I was waiting for it to install, so I decided to do cloud gaming while it
Did
was
you get dong
installing.
lag?
Yeah, I got dong lag. The dong logged in and it was whipping around like it was a dead body in Half-Life, like no clipping in the. It was like wow, 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 wow. I was like, what happened to his chunk? Why is it
And
wiggling like that?
that's why we stay away from cloud gaming, boys and girls, because if you cloud game, your dong will whip around the room too.
Was
That's the real reason.
it was something. Um,
Oh yeah, no, techno peeners are totally a thing.
that's just
Um,
so weird.
yeah. Anyway, that's most of the news. We're already like, these are supposed to be shorter episodes, but
I mean, what
sometimes
what left do we really have to talk about?
uh
Just
Pocopia. I
yeah,
need to I need to just give a little, I need to gush about Pocopia. So
give Pokopia
Pocopia,
what it's owed.
I'm giving it all its flowers. So Pocopia is Animal Crossing, yes, but it's also Minecraft because you can build like in Minecraft, you can break and place blocks. And it's also Dragon Quest Builders, which I've only played the demo, so I can't really go into too much detail. But I was playing Pocopia and I liked it, but then I got the loop. I reached the end of the loop and I discovered what the gameplay loop actually is. So you go into an area and it's all messed up. and the habitats are screwed up, and there's no Pokemon, and there's stuff broken. And so then you go over, and there's like a house that's flooded, and you stop the flooding, and then the house becomes habitable, and a little Pokemon shows up. And then you find another habitat that's like a bunch of flowers that have dried out. And then you restore the waterway, and the flowers get hydrated, and another Pokemon comes. And that Pokemon asks you, "Hey, I would really love for my buddy Flaffy to be here." And you go, "Okay, how do I get Flaffy?" "Well, he really liked this certain kind of plant, or he liked this thing." And so you go up and you set up that. And then it's 3 in the morning, and you're like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
So in the initial process of working in this first area, I'm like doing all these things. I'm like loving it. I'm like, okay, this is very similar to the progression in Animal Crossing. I like a lot of these systems better. And then there's two gates, and you can, once you get to a certain point, you can go through these gates. And I went through one of these gates, and it opens up into, well, I'll say, in the first area of the game, this first area is about the same size as your island in Animal Crossing. So, Animal Crossing islands are they're decently big. The first section of Pokemon is about the size of an island in Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So, I go to the second area, and the second area is even bigger and
Oh.
has
Okay.
more stuff, and has, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I'm going to say it because it was the moment that I realized how great this game was. So, do you remember in the original Pokemon games, Red and Blue, do you remember the SS Anne? And
Oh,
it
yeah.
was also a thing in the TV show where it was this big cruise ship, the SS Anne. You went, it was like a whole adventure. I go to the second area, and I'm exploring around, and the second area is bigger than the first area, and I start messing around, and I'm doing all the things that I did in the first area, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is the gameplay loop." You fix all the areas, you get all the Pokemon, you go to this next area, and it's a completely different set of Pokemon. It's a completely different set of mechanics. Now I have electricity, and I'm walking around, and as I walk over this hill, I see it in the distance, and I get chills when I realize what it is. It is the ruins of the SS Anne.
Oh.
It is the ship. It is destroyed. There are spider webs. It is abandoned. It is creepy. There's mysteries to solve inside of it.
Interesting.
And I am exploring the ruins of the SS Anne, and there's notes from the crew saying like, "What was that big bang? I hope we didn't." And then it's just blank, and I'm like, "Ugh." My son's like, "Oh, cool, the SS Anne." I'm like, "Everyone that was on this ship died a horrible death. This isn't exciting. What is
So
this game rated?"
to because I was curious, and I'm not going to try and spoil this for anybody, but there are 5 distinct areas in Pocopia.
Yeah,
Not going to talk about
and
where they are or what they are,
it's
but
crazy. So this game is like Animal Crossing times 5 just from a physical
yeah, yeah, yeah.
space perspective. And there is so much more, like there's just every little area you're in is like a little puzzle to be solved or a habitat to restore, and like it just is so satisfying to play through. It's amazing. Just the slow and steady little dopamine blips of progression and getting new Pokemon and improving things.
Pocopia's map size is massive. All crossings, horizons, areas such as Wasteland start
Yeah, that's the first
is
area.
240 by 240. Next map, and I'm not going to say these map names. I don't want to but it's 272 by 272. The next map, which most people will recognize once they get there, is 384 by 300. Um, Environments that allow extensive terrain forming with reports suggesting up to 900 by 900 map size. There is even some reports that saying that there's content dropped that'll expand different areas, 100 or 1,600 by 1,600.
It's crazy. This game is unfathomably big, and it is dense as shit. Like, so me and my son have been playing it. I am in the second area. I'm well into the second area doing stuff. He's still in the first area. He has not left the first area. He probably has a dozen Pokemon that I have never seen
Really?
just in the first area. And I'm like, how do you have Charizard just chilling? And he's like, oh, I have Blastoise too, and I have this and this and this. And because of the different ways that we've chosen to play, we have completely different sets of Pokemon and different sets of items. It's crazy.
That's kind of
It's
cool.
really crazy. It's really cool. And it's like I no, I won't go there. But yeah, there's a lot to do and a lot to be discovered, and every time I play the game it surprises me
So
with
to put things
some of
in
the things that are
comparison,
there.
Animal Crossing New Horizons uh, map features a fixed-sized island, roughly 42 acres, in a 7 by 6.
42 acres.
That's what it said.
Symmetric system nonsense. But yeah, so it is Pokopia is a system seller. And at first I thought it was just a cute game, but now that I've actually sunk my teeth into it, yes, it is a system seller. I would say it might be the best game on the Switch 2 right now
I,
from Nintendo, first party wise. I mean, you can have preferences, you can not like cozy games, you can prefer Mario Kart or Donkey Kong, but in terms of volume and overall consistency of quality, I would say Pokopia is the biggest reason to own a Switch 2 and is worth it if you like that kind of game
and
because this
I
is a game you
just
can play for
point out,
years.
I'm just going to point out
Point it.
because we are the Nintendads and we don't pull punches. The console seller is a not Mario game, not a Zelda first party game, Pokopia. Can I
But
just
it's
point
not, and
out?
it's not even a it's not even a mainline Pokemon game. It is a Pokemon spin-off.
Can I just say that we released the console with what should have been the most anticipated game to release on the console, the next generation of Mario Kart. And I'm gonna look it up, but I would adventure that Pokopia has outsold Mario Kart.
Hmm. I would be curious to see because a lot of people got the bundle, myself included, that had Mario Kart bundled with the Switch.
Is it
So,
called Mario Kart 10? What is it called?
Mario Kart World.
Pokopia
Uh,
has become the immediate bestseller by selling 2.2 million copies in the first 4 days of release. While it's not outselling, while it is not outselling the total lifetime sale of Mario Kart, which is 14.3, it is now in the top 5 selling, and at current rate will outsell Mario Kart World. So because it hasn't had the chance to be in the market long enough, it
yeah,
hasn't outsold Mario Kart World. But extrapolated the current numbers on the same timeline,
I think it will. I would almost bet
now
that
that's
it
a
will.
pretty big guess. Extrapolating those numbers in that short amount of time, but I mean it's still pretty impressive.
I mean, there's no way they're not developing DLC for it.
To
There's
put
no way they're
things
not.
in perspective, Pokemon Legends ZA sold 3.8 million, and Donkey Kong Bonanza sold 4.2 million. So we're already at
Mm.
2.2 million on
Donkey Kong Bonanza only sold 4.2 million? That's
4.25.
crazy.
Yeah,
That was the only Nintendo game that's had a shot at Game of the Year in like a decade,
yeah.
and Pokopia is like already right behind it. That's wild. That's
Okay.
wild.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Pokopia is the reason to buy Nintendo Switch 2, but Corporal still won't do it.
Because you have Stardew Valley. If Stardew Valley went offline, you would need your cozy game fix.
Yeah, I would.
What now
Speaking
that you've
of
had
cozy, just the best transition. Now that we have had the opportunity to really talk about cozy games, and speaking of cozy games, let's get into
yeah,
my cozy game of this year, Resident Evil.
not cozy.
And let me just tell you, do not play this game if you have to pee.
Have you gotten to the end? Are you almost
Oh, I am mad close to the end. I am
okay?
mad close.
I mean, we
Um,
talked about a lot of it last time, but what further
the game
coziness?
the game definitely has two different play modes, Grace and Leon, and Grace is more of a puzzle-based, story-driven play, and
That could be cozy.
Leon is more of a mystery shooting play, right? Like you've got to uncover things but shoot your way through. Get through
Yeah,
this maze, but you got to shoot your way through it. You're being chased by a giant spider, but you got to
yeah. It's
kill it.
it's it's Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, but like there is, and I like the ability of switching between first and third person because if you really want to go first person, like first person shooter, like you can. I'll just tell you that I prefer third person for most of this game because you get to experience
The
worlds.
real reason for your bias against Cyberpunk 2077 revealed.
Yes, yes, yes.
What
Um,
about how come you don't play Halo in third person? Like, we never asked for Halo in third person.
because Halo is the best first person shooter. Halo
Mm,
defined the first person genre. Just
mhm.
saying. Anyway,
Did Halo Infinite sell more than Pokopia?
you know what?
No, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I was joking. Don't do it. Don't look at the numbers. I promise you.
Phocopia, blah 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 blah.
Don't
Um,
don't do it. Forbidden knowledge. I mean, Resident Evil Requiem does look really good. I just am not. I don't vibe with the super spooky games.
ah, see, this article is
Why are you reading an article? It's
this is
two
some
numbers.
this is
It's
some
two
government.
numbers.
No, because this is given to me in government news. This is giving it to me in government news. It's comparing one in dollars while it's
Mm.
comparing the other in units. You can't do that. That those aren't comparable of realities. Like, come on. This isn't apples and potatoes.
Well, because you could play Halo Infinite for free on Game Pass, so they have to like it can't just be the number of people who have installed Halo Infinite because it's free. It's the number of people who paid for Halo Infinite
Sure.
versus the number of people who paid for Pokopia.
Resident Evil Requiem is an amazing installment in the Resident Evil franchise. It furthers the overall story arc. There's a lot of nostalgia. You get to go back to the original site of where the story began. It reintroduces Leon, which is an old character from the very beginning. It introduces Grace as a new character to the franchise. And while me personally, I will say I thought Grace was an extremely weak character in the very beginning. The more I played the game, I got to understand her more as a human than her as just a protagonist. In the very beginning, I was like, this is an FBI agent. She's going to be a badass. No, she ain't no badass. She's a scared little girl who has some really bad past trauma as a child, and she deals with significant PTSD. Yet, despite her, what I'm going to call her disadvantages, that's not fair for anybody who has PT. Give me, but despite her fears and her anxieties, she pushes through a even more traumatic situation, and finds the strength to overcome her fear, and still comes out on the other side. And her character development has some true depth. So I now resonate with a lot of other gamers one of their
That's cool.
while Leon continues to be the shallow one-liner that he's still a badass though.
When are we getting the Leon
You want
cosplay?
me to get some
I
serious
do. You could do it. You need a jacket and hair gel, and you're set.
I at this point I probably need to dye my hair more gray, but that's besides the
Ooh.
point.
If you keep playing Resident Evil, you probably will get the gray on its own.
So the last game that we want to talk about now that we have hit over an hour, which is not where we should be. Uh Sweet Sports Sunday. We'll
This
get
is
there.
look, the coffee's gone.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
the goal is to finish the episodes before we finish the coffee.
Slay the Spire 2. First person shooter game, best first person shooter game of all time is GoldenEye and will always will be. Anything else is sacrilegious. Emo Corporal,
I
we need it.
I
Thank you, Kate.
tried to play. I agree. GoldenEye is. We've spent many controllers died to GoldenEye as a kid. It was the first person shooter, the granddaddy of them all. But I tried to go back and play it when they re-released it, and it did not
It's
age well.
horrible.
It's aged like milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's still a fun
so
game, don't get me wrong, but you have to go into it because controls and schematics and movement have
yeah.
changed so much in the years. Yeah, it's rough. It's still good.
Ooh.
Anyway, Slay the Spire
Play
2. Okay, so I've got some things to say about Slay the Spire, all of which are positive, and my only frame of reference is
let's put our
Wild
cards on the
Frost.
table.
My only frame of reference is Wild Frost. So, Slay the Spire, strip away the theme and the art style, which are absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm.
Um, the music involved, the sound effects are chef's kiss and pair very well with the action on. You are a character, it's a turn-based game, and your actions are based off of a set of cards that get dealt to you, and you have different things you can do in between fights and throughout fights that can manipulate the deck of cards that are in front of you, which cards are being pulled from your draw and which cards are in your discard, and how you interact with those two piles of cards, using your cards to manipulate your attacks towards your opponents and survive.
It is very much the blueprint for deck builder roguelike.
Yes.
It is the Slay the Spire 1 was the deck builder roguelike, and Slay the Spire 2 is like it's the same formula. Anybody who played Slay the Spire 1 will immediately be able to jump into Slay the Spire 2, but like I said on the last episode, it is not just more Slay the Spire 1. It is, I would say, an evolution. It's like Hades to Hades 2, right?
Yep.
Anybody who played Hades 1 will be very familiar with the formula and how to play Hades 2, but they've built more systems. There's more unlockable stuff. There's new characters. Like, it's just wonderful. And multiplayer, oh,
Oh,
multiplayer. Multiplayer is glorious. I am going to try my damnedest to talk Corporal into playing some multiplayer right after this episode because we started a run the other day and we played for like 20 minutes and then we had to go. And that progression, that little save file with me and him is just sitting there waiting for us to pick it back up. And anytime you can play a roguelike in co-op and stop and then be able to start again is like that's a huge quality of life
and
feature. And it's still in early
it's
access.
not just a two-player co-op.
I
It
don't know how you play this with four people. I
I
can't even imagine how you don't just like
mayhem.
steamroll. I want to
Oh,
see the balancing of how it works
yeah.
in four player.
Yeah.
We need to do it for science.
Yes. Anybody who wants to jump on Play the Spire with me so we get 3, I would love to test this out.
I just can't wait for you to unlock the other characters because
Characters, yeah.
all the characters play wildly different.
I bet. I bet.
Like
And
the cards, the decks, the
so
strategies,
that's
it's
one aspect of this that is different than Wild Frost. Wild Frost, each time you play a run, you are presented with three tribes, unless you've done something in a previous run where you have access to. Um, and you choose which tribe you run with. And if you end up dying, you're presented with three new tribes. And each tribe has a theme of characters that can be that you can use that are all represented in their cards. You have a leader who's your main character who has stats and abilities. And then you have its tribe members. Each one of those members are represented by different cards. And you've got buffs and all these other things, just like Slay the Spire does. So that's the big difference. You start with a tribe, whereas and the tribe dictates your deck. But in Slay the Spire, you choose a character. Character has innate abilities and stats and perks that it has access to. And each different character has different things that it has access to that
It's got
makes
each
its
character
play.
has its own pool of cards
Yeah.
that you can
So
choose as you go through. You're constantly adding and subtracting cards to your deck to make it.
whereas Wild Frost, you have to choose your tribe, which will change its pool of cards. Slay the Spire, you have which character you play, which will its cards. Um, the concepts are very similar, just themed different. I think
Yeah.
Slay the Spire is an amazing representation of card deck rogue. I think that its its multiplayer feature is not like anything else I've seen with a card deck game. Every other card deck roguelike I have played has always been single player. So I'm very excited how this game out. It has Balatro level addiction to it. Um so I think that this excellent installment series, and I think it's an excellent installment to my game.
Yes. And each, as you to go into a little bit more detail, each character has a bunch of different mechanics or like builds you can go down. So like for example, the Silent. It's a character from one that is also in this game. The Silent has a couple different things. It has a thing where it has a lot of discard cards. So every time you discard a card, you can do a discard build where you're constantly discarding, and for every card you discard, it has a benefit or a buff or like a cash out. It also Silent also has poison mechanics. It's the only character that has poison cards, so you can poison, which will slowly whittle down your opponent's thing. And the Silent also has these things called shivs, which you'll play a card and you'll get 3 shivs, which are like zero cost attacks. And then you can power those up, or you can do a thing where it's like, okay, for every shiv that you've used in this combat, you get a bonus attack or something. So there's like 3 different themes that you can lean into just in the one character. And every character has 2 or 3 or 4 different paths you can go that all sort of intermingle, and making builds that have these card synergies to where you're doing half of this build and half of this build. It's just like you're never going to have 2 runs that are the same.
Yep.
And even with the same character, you'll never have 2 runs that are the same. So it's like infinite replayability. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Um, I would adventure to say that if you have some cash to burn, this is worth $1 no matter what.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's like 20, $25 in
yeah,
early access. I mean, this will right now it's in early access on Steam. I would
yeah, it's
say, I mean,
24.99.
it's feature complete, so they're just going to add stuff as time goes on, but it already has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has additional difficulties. There's end game stuff already. The only reason that I would wait to buy this game is that it is going to come out for everything eventually. Because Slay the Spire 1 came out for everything, it came out for mobile. This is the same deal. It's going to
I will,
eventually come out for everything.
I will absolutely get this on console just so I can play.
Yes, I got the original Slay the Spire on my Switch,
Ooh,
and it is
yeah.
fantastic because it's turn-based. You can do a touchscreen on the Switch to like play your cards, so it's fun to physically be able to do that. Um, but it's absolutely, I'm playing it in early access, but when it comes out for Switch or mobile, I'm absolutely gonna buy it again.
Yeah.
And I would hope that there's cross save so I don't have to start all over because there is a hefty amount of things that you have to unlock. But even if I have to unlock it all over again, I'm not going to be mad about it because it's just fun. It's just fun to play.
Yep.
All right. Well, I my coffee is gone. So that means the episode's over.
Over.
But yeah, we're gonna try and do this every Sunday around this time. Um, I will be back on Tuesday. I think it's about time that I got back into Monster Hunter Wilds because there's been a bunch of event quests and challenges that have come out since I've played. So I might be streaming that, or I might succumb to the addiction that is Slay the Spire 2. Slay the Spire 2 is really fun to play because if you have anybody in chat who knows the game, I wish there was Twitch integration that would allow chat to vote on which cards or rewards that you took. I
Ooh,
think that needs to
yeah.
be incorporated because they did that with Ball Pit and it was amazing
Yeah.
and it got me into a lot of trouble sometimes, but I would love for them to bring chat integration into Slay the Spire 2. And Slay the Spire 2 already has native mod support.
That's cool.
So even if they don't bring it in officially, I'm sure there's going to be modded Twitch integration. So look forward to that.
Stuff, everybody. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
joining.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week ahead, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace out.
Bye.